Hello, wherever you're watching from. This is Tutor Patrick Divine, and we are going in this video. I'm going to teach you how to solve quadratic functions. So today we are doing quadratic functions, or should I say quadratic equations. All right. So if you are new to this YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and share to your friends the link. Suppose you want to get in touch with me, you can contact me on this line +260 975 334778. That is my line that you can get in touch with me. Alright, so today we are doing quadratic functions, or should I say quadratic equations. Alright, so these are the equations of the form like this. Okay, so these equations, they are of the form like this: ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, ax squared plus bx plus c, okay, is equal to 0. So these are the equations that we are looking at today. So these, we call them quadratic equations. Okay, so the coefficient of a it has to be not more than 1. It has to be less than, or should I say, it has to be equal to 1. Okay, it has to be equal to 1. All right, it has to be equal to 1, not more than 1 and not less than 1. Okay, so this coefficient of a has to be equal to 1, not less than 1 or greater than 1. So this is the quadratic equation. So what is a coefficient? You might be asking yourself what a coefficient is. So a coefficient is a number that is attached to a letter. That is a coefficient. Okay, so if we say, for example, if we say 2x, okay, so the coefficient of x, it is a number attached to x like this. So mean that the coefficient of x is what? Is 2. Okay, so the coefficient of x is what? Is 2. So these are the equations. These are the quadratic equations of they are the form of this kind of an equation like this. So you find that the first x, it has a squared. The second x doesn't have a squared. So this a, b, c, they represent coefficient. Okay, they represent coefficients. They can be any number except a has to be 1, not greater than 1. Okay, so if a is greater than 1, then the equation would be like this: a x squared plus b x plus c equal to 0. If x, okay, so if a is greater than 1, okay, if a is greater than 1 or a is less than 1, then you need to solve it like this: ax squared plus b x plus c equal to 0. Then you need to solve it like this: over a over a over a over a, okay, over what? A, so that the equation can be x squared plus b so over a plus c over a equal to a into 0, it will be 0 like that. So this a will cancel that a. Okay, so these are the kind of equations that we are going to deal with today. All right, so I will say solutions. Solutions like this. So we'll start with question 1. So question 1, we have x, open bracket, x plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the equation that we are given. If you are new to this YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and share the link to your friends either on Facebook or any other platform that you would like to share, so that you may benefit as a lot of people, or should I say a group of people. So if this equation, okay, if this equation is equal to 0, okay, these are the equations that you find in the ECZ exam in paper 1. These are the equations that you find in paper 1. So if you found the equation like something like this, it doesn't have a square, okay, it doesn't have a square root, I mean a square, a letter is not even squared or whatever, it is just like this, and it is equal to 0. If I should say it has two variables, right, it has two variables and is equal to 0. If it just have two variables, okay, two variables, there is this variable, there is also this variable, and if these two, they are equal to 0, how do you solve it? Okay, some people would start and multiplying x with everything inside, but no, that's wrong. Okay, so if you just see that it is equal to 0, if it is equal to 0, then you just equate this x to 0 and this to 0. But if this variable is equal to any number apart from 0, then that's when you can multiply. Are we together? If these variables are equal to any number, either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going up, any number, then that's when you can multiply. But if you just find that there is just equal to 0, then definitely you have to just do this that I'm going to do. So you're going to equate x to 0, so it will be x is equal to 0, or x plus 2, you get this, x plus 2 is equal to 0. Then x is equal to this x, when it comes this side it will be 0, this is positive, then it will be minus 2. Then x is equal to what? 0 minus 2, it is just negative 2. As simple as that. So this is how you solve this kind of an equation like this. Are we together? So this is how you should solve it. I hope you are following me very well. You need to follow me very well. These questions come in an exam. They will confuse you. They will give you this kind of questions, and they're expecting you to solve it, and they will actually put 2 marks or either 3 marks, but you think of solving a lot of things here, but this is what you're supposed to do here. Okay, so let's go to the second question. So the second question is number 2. Okay, so number 2, they are saying that y multiplied by y plus 2 is equal to what? To 3, like that. I said that these are two variables, right? These are actually two variables, and if they are equal to 0, you equate them from the same way we are from doing. Okay, so but if they are not equal to 0, they are equated to a number more than 0, then we multiply y with everything inside. If you remember how to multiply algebraic expressions. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. So we're going to multiply y times y, that will give you y squared. Okay, so this is a positive, so it will be positive like this. Y times 2, that will be what? 2y is equal to 3, like that. Okay, so and these quadratic equations, they are of the form this, like this. Okay, they have the form this one, like I said. So they're saying that ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to what? To 0. Okay, So you find that the first one which is squared, okay, the first one is just so the one that is squared has to be on the first part like this. Then the one that is not squared but it is attached to a letter, okay, the one that is attached to a letter, it has to be on number 2, okay, like this. It's the one that's supposed to follow this one which is squared. And the one that is not is not even attached to any x or y, should I say x or y, is not attached to any x or y, meaning that it is the constant, so it has to be here. All right, so meaning we are going to get this one to come here, to come this side, so it will be y squared plus 2y. Then when this crosses the equal sign, it is in positive, right? When it crosses the equal sign, it will be negative 3 is equal to what? To 0. This equation is now similar to this equation. If you can see y squared, the first one is squared, the first one is squared. The second one is not squared, okay? Doesn't matter is z or it is y or x, doesn't matter. All right, so here it is not squared, here it is not squared, here it is not even attached to any letter, here that's how it is, then equal to 0. So they are the same like that. And from here, these are actually quadratic equations, okay? They are quadratic equations, and we can solve them either by factorization method or factorization method, completing the square method, and also the formula method. All right, so the formula method is the one that you use to solve in paper 2, that question which they give 5 marks, and they will actually ask you to find the answer and round them off into 2 decimal places. So that is the one that you're supposed to use for the formula method, because that one you need a calculator. But there are 2 methods that are recommended in paper 1, and there are 2 methods that you can solve in paper 1 using you can factorize these quadratic equations without using a calculator, and that is a factorization method, okay? Factorization method, or completing the square method, like that, completing the square method. So today we are going to look at these 2. All right, I'm going to teach you these 2 on how to factorize something like this. All right, so we have y squared plus 2y minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, it's equal to 0, like that. Okay, so we are going to start with factorization method, solving this equation. Okay, so we are going to use factorization method, and factorization method, this is where you find the factors, the 2 factors. This is where you find the 2 factors. Okay, so the first thing that you're supposed to do is to find the product. Okay, find what? The product. And the product, we actually multiply the first one, okay, times the last one. So in quadratic equations, so here this one is a, okay, this one is a, this is your b, this one is your c. So this one is your a, this one is your b, this one is your c. Okay, so to find the product, we actually multiply a by what? By c. This is what we do when finding the product. We multiply a by c. Okay, then The second thing is the sum. Okay, the sum. So the sum is equal to what? B. So you just get the value of B, that is the sum. You get the value of B, that is the sum. Okay, then you now find the factors of the product. Okay, so we find the factors of the product. Here we multiply A by C, then S is for the sum. Sum is equal to what? To B. Then the factors of the product. P is the product. Okay, so these are the coefficients. They are coefficients, or should I say the numbers that are attached to the letters. Okay, so A. So what is the coefficient of A here? The coefficient of this y squared. The coefficient of this y squared is the number that is attached to y. Okay, so when we have a number 2y, think of a number 2y. Okay, 2y. So its coefficient is what? Is 2. 2 is the number that is attached to what? To the coefficient. So what do I mean? If I say 2y, so its coefficient, the coefficient of this is 2. Even if it is squared or it is cubed, the coefficient is what? Is 2. What is the coefficient of y? The coefficient of y, it is 1. Okay, so you can't say 1y or 1x, but when you just see a letter, just know that it is what? It is 1. So the coefficient of y squared, it is just 1. So the number that is attached to this letter is 1. So when we come here, the coefficient of this one, so we're trying to find the product. Okay, we're trying to find the product. So the coefficient of y squared is what? Is 1. So A, so this is our A. So A is 1 multiplied by C. C is what? Is -3 multiplied by -3, like that. Okay, multiplied by -3. What answer is it going to give you? The answer is what? 1 times -3, it is going to give you -3. Okay, so that is the product. Then the sum, I said you should get the coefficient of B. So the coefficient of B here, what is the coefficient here? So B is what? Is just 2 here. There is 2 here. This is our B. So this is where 2 is. Then here we are trying to find the factors. Okay, we're trying to find the factors of what? Of the product. The factors of the product. So the factors of the product, this is the product. This is the product. So the factors of the product, these are numbers that when you multiply, there are 2 numbers. Okay, so should I say the factors of 3 here, since our product is what? Is 3. So you think of what are the numbers that when you multiply, what are the 2 numbers that when you multiply themselves, they should give you -3. What are those numbers that when you multiply the 2 numbers, they should give you -3? Okay, what are those numbers? Think of those numbers. So when you multiply them, the two numbers, they should give you what? -3. What are those numbers? So if you multiply 1 by what? By 3, it is actually giving us +3. Okay, it is giving us +3, but we want -3. So where can we put the negative? So these factors, how you find them? You find the numbers that when you multiply, they should give you, when you multiply themselves, they should give you the product. Okay, they should give you the product. And when you add them, you add them. So these are the numbers when you multiply factors factors and numbers are numbers. So this is the symbol for numbers, that when you multiply, they should give you the product. Okay, when you add them, they should give you, they'll give you the sum. They should give you the sum. When you multiply them, they should give you what? The sum. Okay, so the sum is just this s. Okay, so when you multiply these two numbers, they should give you this, and when you add them, they should give you what? They should give you the sum. Our sum here is 2. Okay, so let's try to do when we multiply these ones, they are giving us 3, but we want positive 3. Okay, so we can either put 1 here, or we can put a negative here or here, but we don't know if we put a negative 1 here, is it going to give us negative 3? Yes, it's going to give us negative 3. Okay, and when we add these two numbers, what I mean is negative 1 plus 3, is it going to give us the product? This one, is it going to give us the product? Yes, it is going to give us 2. Not so, because negative 1 plus 3, it is what? It is 2, like that. Okay, so these are the factors that we have here. So when you find those factors, you get this. Okay, so the factors that we found is that there is 1 and negative 1 and positive 3. So the factors that we have, they are negative 1, then negative 1 and 3, positive 3. Okay, these are the factors that we have found. So our equation is y squared plus 2y minus 3 is equal to what? To 0. I'm breaking this down so that you'll be able to understand. Okay, so here so we are going to get these factors here. You're going to get these factors here. So you put them here, where these factors will replace what? Will replace 2y. So you remove this. Okay, you remove this. This is the b. This is b. So the factors will replace b, but these ones will be there. So we said that y squared. Okay, so these factors, this b will be replaced by the factors. So we have plus what? Plus 3. Not so. Plus 3. So you just get the letter there. Plus 3y. Then this is the factor. It's negative y. So we can't say negative 1, just say negative y is equal, oh sorry, minus 3. Okay, minus 3, like that. So minus 3 like that is equal to 0. Okay, so you should know how to factorize grouped variables like this. And you should know how to factorize this. So we factorize them like this. Okay, like that. So what number or letter which is common in here? So the letter that is common is what? Is y, meaning that y can go into y. Okay, so this y will cancel this one, this y cancel this one. So mean that y will be, there will be just 1 here. So this one will cancel this squared. So there will be 1. There will be y, then plus y into 3y. You cancel this one, you cancel that one. So it will be what? 3, like that. Okay, so what can go in here? So it is what? Negative 1. So since there is negative here, so negative times negative, it is negative divided by negative, it is what? Positive. Okay, so positive, then there will be just y here. Negative into negative, it will be what? Positive. Then 1 into 3, it will be just 3, then is equal to what? To 0, like that. Then y minus 3, y minus 1, you get this one and this one, y minus 1. Okay, then you get any of these, just get one of these if they are the same. So y plus 3 is equal to 0. So you've seen that we've reached here where these two variables are equal to 0. This is the point here. This is the point here. These two variables, they are equal to what? To 0. This is where this question was. So we are here now. Okay, so we are here. We have reached here where these two variables, they are equal to 0. So what did we do? We just did y minus 1 is equal to 0, or y plus 3 is equal to 0. So y is equal to, when this comes inside, to be positive 1, or y is equal to what? Y is equal to negative 3. As simple as that. Okay, as simple as that. So this is how we solve this kind of questions. Okay, so in the next video I'm going to solve these others, since we don't have time in this video. So we are going to solve these two questions in the next video. So why I was late is because I was actually trying to explain everything. Okay, to explain everything. Okay, then these ones I'll just solve them, okay, with you. All right, so if you're new to this YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and share. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can contact me on this line, 0975334778. This is my line. I'm Tutor Patrick Divine. Thank you for watching. Shalom, shalom.